Any question which is still bothering you may come out.
Maharaji?
Yes.
Over here? Over here on your right.
Yes, please.
In 1983, I asked you how the Master saw us, his disciples, and you said as slaves of the senses. I wondered if that was still your view.
What was your question?
My question is how the Master sees us, his disciples.
I don't know. Was this the exact question?
How the Master sees his disciples, how his disciples appear to the Master.
Well, they appear just like normal human beings.
And not as slaves of the senses.
Well, as long as we are in this creation, we are all slaves of the senses. There is hardly anybody who, being in the world, is not slave of the senses. Otherwise, we won't be here. This is only the slavery part of the mind which is keeping us tied down to this creation. Otherwise, we will be above this creation.
On another occasion, to a similar question, you said we appear as ghosts to the Master.
We appear?
As ghosts.
Ghost?
Ghosts.
How can we be ghosts?
Well, in that we are so obsessed with our minds, we're not real, whereas the Master is real. I
don't know in which sequence, in what discussion I may have said, I don't know. It depends upon the series of questions you see, one after the other. But you are looking quite normal human beings to me. I don't find any ghost here.
Right.
Yes, please.
Master?
Sir.
Hello? Master, thank you for letting me come again. I have a question. I notice when I leave India, and this has happened several times, and I've talked with other satsangis, so this has happened, that after I get back to America, that it's almost like the time I spent in India was a dream. But while I was in India, it was wonderful. You know, I felt lots of very special feelings toward the Master. Then when I get back home, it feels like it's a dream, and it kind of fades away. And it's kind of painful because of that. And it feels like it's very real while I'm here, and yet when I go home, it's a dream. And I'm wondering how I can keep that real, all those feelings real.
Brother, this whole life is a dream. This may be a dream in a dream. This life is nothing but a dream. And in dream everything looks real. We feel, we cry, we laugh. Only we will realize it's a dream when we get up from the sleep. So keep on sleeping, don't get up. It will remain a dream. Live in this atmosphere. It will remain a dream. Always keep yourself in this fort, in this atmosphere. So you'll be happily living in this dream. Don't come out of it.
That's what I like to stay.
Yes.
Master, your teachings have told me that I am a beggar. I have no right to ask for anything. The only right I have is to beg for your grace. Your teachings also tell me that from the time of initiation, whatever I am to get, I will get from you. words don't reflect what I'm trying to say, but they are the only form of communication I have. So please allow me to thank you for everything you've given me and everything you've done.
Brother, I appreciate your sentiments, your love and affection. Just put it in touch with the Shabad and Naam. Everyone is very dear and near to me, one and all, whether here or in their respective countries.
Thank you.
Maharaji?
Yes, please.
I feel like this aspect of my interaction, my relationship with you is coming to a close. I want to thank you for the tolerance and acceptance you've extended to me over these, what have been for me, pretty hard years. There's a few points I'd like to, a few thoughts, some concepts I'd like to have clarified, if you'd elaborate on them, and then one final point of clarification. The ideas revolve around the explicit forms of the Master's grace, those forms of grace which are apparent to the jiva at his level of consciousness. And the one is that the Master, when he initiates, or when he develops a saint, or when a saint arrives into the world, he can arrive either as a direct emanation of God, or as he works hard to achieve sainthood, or as just as a person off the street, the Lord gives him some gift, an external gift, or internal gift rather, and he develops spiritually through no great effort of his own. Along with this is the idea, I think Professor expressed it, Professor Bhatnagar, that the saints are men of moods, that there are times that the saint behaves, at least externally to us, in non-regulated ways, non-formal ways. He can bestow his grace as he wills. And then along with this is the idea of the mastana, the mast fakir, the ecstatic, the soul which is allowed by God to live in divine intoxication, oblivious to the world around him. And I guess my primary curiosity is how does that individual come to be? How is it that a person can, what are the circumstances in which the Lord bestows that gift on a soul?
Brother, I was quite feeling very unusually surprised. You were so quiet in Bombay.
Well, I tried to give other people their opportunity.
So kind of you. You see, you know how soul comes in touch with the Master. The driving force is somewhere else. He is the one who marks. He is the one who pulls the soul towards the Master, or, you see, draws the soul to the Master. He is the one. And why he does it, he knows best. Because soul's past record is before the Father. So, what pleases him of the soul? Why he picks that particular soul to be marked and he pushes that soul to that particular master, that is his discretion. Nobody can question it, nobody can know it. He is the one who knows it. But no soul comes to any master without his marking.
I understand that principle. What about spiritual intoxication?
Spiritual?
Intoxication. Spiritual intoxication.
What is intoxication?
Well, when perhaps the disciple has been given so much spiritual wealth that beyond conscious restraint,
that depends upon the individual souls, because we do not know in this life from where the soul starts, whether it has picked up some previous threads, whether the soul has some previous karmas or previous advantages to start on the path, or whether the soul has just come on the path. It varies with individual souls. So naturally their progress differs. It cannot be the same. And that is why Christ said, first may be the last and last may be the first. But he says all will get their wages.
Then apparent spiritual intoxication is not an extraordinary divine gift. It's just something that has arisen in that particular soul due to previous sanskaras. Is that what you're saying?
Previous sanskaras, of course. That is why the soul again is brought in touch with the master. But that soul has already something in credit, to its credit, before it comes to the master. It already gains something before it is brought in touch with the masters. Other may be the fresh recruit. But Christ says whether the soul has come first or it is the last, the wages will be the same. But first can be the last and last can be the first.
Well, in the case of a person who's coming up last, and we're all going to get there at some point, can that person who's at the rears be brought up through a divine gift?
Well, we can't analyze these things, you see. That's entirely in his hand. He knows best.
All right. I understand that then. Thank you. The last thing is has to do with my correct understanding of your forgiveness, your acceptance of me as I am. And I'm going to go back out and have to, in my worldly path,
Sister, no question of my forgiving, because I have nothing against anybody. Forgiveness question only arises if I have anything against anyone.
But what about
nothing? I have nothing.
But what about the actions that are, breaking vows, that are explicit disobedience against the Master's...
they have something against themselves, not against me. They have to seek forgiveness from themselves. They have prolonged their path. They have prolonged their journey. They have not done anything against me. They have to seek forgiveness from themselves. They have wasted their time. They have not made best use of the opportunity given by the Father. Master only tries to help them to make best use of this opportunity. He doesn't have any grudge against anyone. He's all loving.
Thank you for everything.
Yes, please.
Master, in our everyday dealings, when we act, when we speak, or even when we are thinking, invariably ego comes in. I try to trace down its tricks, and hardly that I have discovered one trick, I notice that it's sneaking in from behind. So it seems to be a full-time job to reveal the workings of ego. I wonder how meaningful is it to put in so much time to reveal the ego, how it's working, and what are its tricks and so on, or just leave it and do Simran.
Sister, what is the problem? We are all victim of ego, but for that nobody will be here. We are all attached to this creation. And that is the reason we are part of this creation. That is ego.
But is it very meaningful to try and find out about the workings of ego?
It will be unnecessarily futile exercise. The best way is to take a positive step. Attend to meditation. This ego will automatically fade out. The worldly attachments will automatically fade out. They will become meaningless to you. You will start seeing their reality. And they automatically, these relationships expose themselves to you. You don't have to think or work out these things.
Uh-huh. Yes, thank you, Master.
I would like to ask a question about Simran.
Yes,
Is it all right to do Simran while reading a book? For example, a Sanskrit book.
While reading a book?
Yes.
Sister, how can you do Simran when you are reading a book? Either you can read a book or you can do Simran. How your mind is so active then can do both the things. If you do Simran, you won't know what you are reading. If you are reading, you don't know what you are doing.
I noticed that when I read a Sanskrit book, which is very easy for me, then I can do both. But I thought that it might be actually distracting instead of concentrating.
Which? What?
Doing Simran and reading at the same time, it's like actually...
You mean you like to read a book when you're doing Simran?
No, I just didn't know if it was right or wrong. I just didn't know if it was right or wrong.
It's not practical. That's a question of right and wrong. You can't do it.
So I shouldn't do it.
When you are reading, how can your mind do Simran? Simran needs concentration.
Yes.
Reading of the book also needs concentration, what you are reading.
Yes.
Otherwise, mechanically you will read, and when you finish the chapter, you don't know what you have read.
Maharaji?
Yes, please.
Is grace that we receive from the Master, is that also part of our karma and our destiny? Or is that something completely separate that the Master sees fit to deal out at certain times?
Well, brother, to some extent, this is something to do with our destiny and karmas both, that we seek His grace, because our environments, the atmosphere in which we are building our meditation, has made us so receptive to seek His grace, to seek His blessings. So from that point of view, you can say that this attitude which we have adopted now of seeking His grace is definitely due to our karmas, due to our destiny, due to the environments, the facilities the Lord has given us, in which we have been able to build our meditation. Because meditation makes us receptive to His grace. And meditation we do not build without our destiny and karmas. They have a long part to play to build our meditation.
And also, I was wondering about one other thing. In the Sarabachan, it says that only the deserving will be able to attend and stay in the satsang of the Sakaru. But if the undeserving remain, then they will become fit and deserving by remaining in satsang.
Yes, Swamiji has said that even the undeserving one will become the deserving one if we will keep in the company of the mystics. Naturally.
Is that all through His random grace, or is that part of their destiny as well?
You see, we are always influenced by the company we keep. You have the company of drunkards, you will start drinking. You have the company of drug addicts, you will get the same habit. You have the company of the gamblers, you will become victim of gambling. If their company can influence us to that extent, why not the company of the mystics and saints can influence us to the better side? So even the undeserving ones, when they go to the company of the saints, they also benefit. They become the deserving ones. God knows what may turn our whole life. Their one satsang can turn our whole life. Our whole attitude on life may change. That's a different thing. It may be in our destiny to go to His satsang, and there will be a change in our life, but that we don't know. That we are not conscious of. We are only conscious that we went to the company of a mystic or a saint, and their company, His satsang has changed us. We are only conscious of that. And what is going on at the back, that Lord knows. He knows. That we are not conscious of. And we are nobody to look to that. We have to only look to the effect of the company of the mystics.
I'd like to thank you for all the company that I've been allowed to share with you.
Thank you, most welcome.
Master?
Yes, please.
I ask for your guidance about two opposite attitudes towards life. If the key to loving lies in the giving, and the key to begging lies in the knocking, must we then strive to become loving beggars? And how can we find the balance between the acceptance of love and the persistence of begging?
Well, it's a beautiful rhyme, beautiful poem. We are nothing but beggar at His door, brother. We are all beggars. Our duty is to beg. As I said many times, we are poor beggars. He is a great giver. We don't know how to beg, what to beg. He knows what to give. He is a humble giver. We are proud beggars. So we should never hesitate to beg, never hesitate to knock. Our meditation is very insignificant. Meditation is nothing but begging, asking for His forgiveness, but stand between us and the Father, so that He should lift that from within us, and we should come face to face with Him. Nothing but begging for His grace.
So begging first.
Beg not by words. Begging by meditation is a real begging. I say meditation is a real begging. It makes us receptive to His grace. It makes us worthy of His grace.
Thank you, Master.
Master, yesterday I was very fortunate to attend the Indian initiations, and I want to thank you for that. And during the instructions, 2 questions came up for me regarding Simran, and one regarding Simran, one regarding Bhajan. And as I understood, Mr. Babani said, and I think it was said in meeting the other day, that the only time that we should not do Simran is when we are driving a car. Is that correct?
I think we discussed it many times. In very light moods, many times I've said, don't do Simran at that time. Concentrate on the road.
And my other question was regarding Dhyan. And I believe I understood Mr. Babani to instruct the initiates to look at the form of the Master from the waist up during Dhyan.
Well, brother, sister, I'm sorry, when you love someone, where do you look at him?
Well, I only would want to look in the lover's face.
Whenever you are in love with somebody, you happen to meet the person, where do you look at the person?
In their eyes.
In their face.
In their face.
You don't try to avoid the nose or the lips or the ears and only concentrate the eyesight, you see. You just look at the face. So similarly in Dhyan, we have to look at the face. That is normal. Otherwise you will be lost. I have to see the eyes and not the nose and not the ear and not the lips. You see, you are gone, finished. You will be analyzing everything and it will lead you nowhere. You have just to look at the face.
So don't worry about anything from the waist up but that.
Pardon?
Don't worry about the waist up part.
Fortunately, unfortunately, our head is above the waist.
Thank you.
What?
Yes, please.
Master, I have 3 questions about meditation. The first question, Mr. Babani was talking in the initiation today about the best time to meditate, and I couldn't understand everything he said because it was in Hindi. But he was talking about the planets, and I think he was talking about the 3 o'clock time, and I was wondering if you or he could explain to me in English what he said about the best time to meditate personally.
I wasn't there when he was telling all that. But naturally, it is always impressed upon you. Indian timing, generally the sun rises 5:30 or 6 in the morning. So the morning time is considered to be the best for meditation. Not that because it has certain advantages. First thing, you don't receive any telephone calls in the morning. Your children are sleeping. You don't expect any guest. And then you are fresh. You have forgotten all the ups and downs of the last day. Then why not start the day with the meditation and build that atmosphere in which you have to spend your whole day? Mm-hmm. That is why we select the morning time. Whether it is 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, it depends upon the daily routine which you are going to have for the whole day. Because in India, days are such, routine of the day and night is such, that normally the sun rises 6, 5 or 6:30 in the morning. So it is generally taken as 3 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. So that before we start our daily routine, daily activities, we should try to sit in meditation at 3 o'clock. But if you sit at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, it will have the same effect on you. No time is bad for meditation. If you have nothing to do, you can sit even at noon. You can sit even in the evening. But noon, as you know, we are all so busy. We have to go to our offices. Ladies have to work at home. There can be a knock at our door. There can be a guest sitting for gossiping. In the evening, there will be evening, we are so tired. We feel like sleeping, you see. And all thoughts come before us. It becomes difficult to concentrate because all the office files and office ups and downs come before us. So these are the advantages of the morning timings. It doesn't mean there's no other time for meditation. This is the only time. No, every time is good for meditation. Whatever it can suit us. So generally in India we say 3 o'clock. Well, according to one's routine, it can be 3:30, it can be 4 o'clock, it can be 4:30. There's no fixed rule about it. It depends upon one's engagements.
Thank you. Next question. Are there further initiations on the inner regions?
No.
No. And the last question that I have, if you come back in from another lifetime and are initiated again, are you with the same master over and over?
All masters are same.
Thank you. And
There's
thank you.
no difference in waves of the ocean. You cannot differentiate one from the other. They all merge into the sea and they all rise from the sea. You cannot have your choice, I want this particular wave and not this particular wave. Because there is no difference in them at all. They are part of the sea. They come from the sea and merges back into the sea. All masters are same. Our real master is Shabad and Naam. It can come in any form. It's immaterial.
Thank you. Radhaswami.
Maharaji, then another question please. At initiation, Master connects the soul with the Shabad. And Master said that seed will sprout even in this very life. The question is, what has happened to the original connection between soul and Shabad when the souls came down? What happened to that connection?
I'm not following your question.
Originally, when the souls came down,
yes,
they must have had a connection with the Shabad.
Yes.
My question is, what has happened to that connection?
Nothing. The soul is there, right Shabad is there within the body. The tendency of the mind is downward, and the soul had taken the association of the mind. So the whole tendency of that soul is downward.
What is the difference between that and now when we're initiated?
Now
Master?
the tendency of the soul has started upward and inward.
Master, you also said that the soul is not interested in the creation.
Yes.
Nor in past lives.
Yes.
It longs to go back to its source.
Yes.
The question is, does the soul like the mind at all?
Soul doesn't like the mind.
So how did they stay together in the beginning?
Because mind is dominating it.
Right from the beginning?
Needle doesn't like the weight over it. Needle is always attracted towards the magnet, but the weight has been put over the needle.
Even when the souls were sent out, right in the beginning?
Yes, because this creation has been created, and call is to look to this creation, that this creation should continue. And this is the only way that creation can continue. So the call sees that the mind dominates the soul. Otherwise this creation cannot continue. If soul starts dominating the mind, no soul will stay here, they'll all go back to the Father.
Thank you.
If this creation is to continue, it has got to be imperfect. That is why this world is so imperfect. By being imperfect, we can stay in this imperfect world. The moment we become perfect, we become merged back into the perfect one. That is why Christ hinted to the lady, go and ye have become whole. Whole, when do we become whole? When we go beyond the realm of mind and Maya. When all covering from the souls are removed. Sin no more. Don't add more to your karmas now. Don't put more weight on the soul, lest a worse thing can come unto thee. What kind of worse thing can come to the soul? You may not have to fall back to this creation level of the creation again. So when the soul was initiated, when the lady was initiated, so Christ explained her, now your tendency is towards your Father. You are in the process of becoming whole. If you continue, you become whole, you become pure, and become worthy to meet the Father, provided you don't add more to your karma. So you have to be cautious. Build your meditation on the principles. Sin no more. If you will also sin, a worse thing can come unto thee. You may have to come back to pay for all these karma again to this creation.
So
this was the teaching in a nutshell.
Yeah. Maharaji, so when the soul leaves the mind in Daswandwar, it's not sorry to leave the old partner.
Oh, it's very happy to leave that devil. You are a little anxious to leave the mind?
No, I'm just asking because you know it all.
All right.
Maharaji, a friend has asked about a seeker, please, last question. A seeker was doing Simran on Radha Swami, and he went inside and he saw the sun, moon, stars, and he saw the Master sitting in the bright star. A year later he was initiated, and he said the sound was very loud. Then after that a period he went off the diet and he doesn't go to satsang anymore. If his sanskaras were so good in the beginning, what has gone wrong now?
Ask that soul. Why ask me? Everyone has its own individual karmas. We can't analyze anybody.
Thank you, Maharaji. Thank you for everything and your patience with us.
There's just another question here, Master. You said that Seva, Simran and Dhyan cleans the vessel. It does not... Seva, Simran and Dhyan cleans the vessel. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do Simran and Dhyan if you do Seva, because I believe you mentioned something about this.
No,
yesterday.
I said this is also a Seva. Doing Simran and Dhyan is also a Seva. It cleans the vessel. Other Seva also cleans the vessel. This is also a Seva. It cleans the vessel. By attending to the Shabad and Naam within, we fill the vessel. But Seva cannot substitute meditation. Seva should lead us to meditation, but should not substitute the meditation.
Yes, thank you. And just another little thing, sorry I keep on about this. Many thousands and thousands and thousands of initiates are unable to see you, Master, come to see you. Is there just a little note of encouragement that you could give them, please?
Sister, all the meetings we do, so many books are being printed, the satsangs are being held. There is nothing but to encourage one another. We are all source of strength to one another. That is why we get together. That is why we talk about our Father, about our Master. These are all signs of encouragement and a source of strength for one another. That is the purpose of these meetings and satsangs.
May I ask you a question from a non-English speaking brother from our group, please?
From?
From our group. He cannot speak English. And he read something in the book with the great master in India, which he did not understand. It says that we are born with a fixed amount of food which we can take, or with a definite number of breaths and a certain number of action which we can perform.
Sister, all what it means, don't take it literally. It means that we are born with a certain destiny, and not a 1 second can be added to it. Not a 1 second can be abstracted to it. Whatever our time of departure has been set by Him, we cannot go beyond it and we cannot advance it. That is the real meaning of all this.
Thank you.
Master, there is a couple of satsangi women where I live that have been initiated, but have decided that the path has been too difficult for them, and they've decided to say that they're not satsangis anymore. And I was wondering, should I talk to them or encourage them to go to satsang, or is there anything that I could say to them that would help them?
Sisters, you can encourage them without making them conscious about their weaknesses, if any. Don't make them conscious about your inferiority, create any inferiority complex in them, that they don't come to the meeting, or about your superiority in them, that you have become much better by following a santma. Otherwise, on your friendship level, you are most welcome to discuss anything with them.
Thank you, and thank you for everything.